And we're back at the Pat and Hilal Show featuring
Jasmina.
Yeah, so we haven't done one in a long time.
I think it's been about 12 months since our last episode.
All right. Okay. Yes. It's been about 12 months since our last episode. So, yeah, we talk about everything, anything. We went to your house the other night, and Jasmine is actually a very good storyteller.
I was going to bring a bottle of red wine.
Yes. Yeah, no more red wines. We went to a house, and apparently I had one glass of red. I said, hello, I've had one glass of red, I can drive. And then apparently you were actually pouring red wine in my...
Technically, it was still one glass.
It was still one
That
glass.
makes sense. But I felt like it.
I think you've become a weak drinker. That's what's happened.
I agree with Hilal on this occasion. You need to
Well,
practice more.
I can see how this podcast is going to go. Yeah. Okay. Now you finished up your challenge just recently.
I did, yes.
Yeah. So what was your story? Like you went to Europe.
For your honeymoon?
Yeah.
So I got married last year in November, and I think ever since I got married and moved in with Mark, we turned lazy and we were eating a lot of takeaway food, and there was a lot of no time to cook, etc. And I also changed jobs in May, so it was even more stressful time. And then we went to Europe, and Europe was just you eat, you drink, and
You guys were gone for 9 weeks,
Yes, so we
yeah?
went for 9 weeks. We did a number of countries, and then when we got back, I kind of looked in the mirror and went, oh. Actually, while we were there, Mark and my brother were like, oh, we're turning fat, right? And I'm like, hang on, there's a transformation challenge coming up. So I convinced them, I think it was their week moment at the time we were in Italy, lying on our beds in a
Their
hotel
week
room. I
moment.
think it was like Florence.
Yeah.
Florence or Venice, and they went, yep, let's do this challenge. So I think I messaged you guys and went, hey, three of
Yeah, I
us are
remember.
doing it. Yeah.
It was on Facebook. I remember that.
Best thing we did.
How much weight have you guys lost in total?
So Mark lost about 10 kilos. I've lost about 7. We've changed the way that we eat. We changed our lifestyle. I don't buy takeaway food for lunch anymore, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
I've never bought lunch from home ever, I think. This is the last 12 weeks has been a first for me. But so there's been a lot of firsts, and I think now that we've started eating normally, we can't go back to eating out. Even though fatty food is tasty, we can't go back to eating it.
So you guys don't feel that great.
Yeah.
You guys were saying this the other day when we came over. Yes.
So you said, like, because you obviously had some, like, something happen and you had to take some time off, but when you were eating not the greatest foods, what did you find?
So, yes, we had an incident that happened during the time we were doing the challenge, and it was about 2 weeks where we just ate whatever was there.
Yeah.
And we felt like crap throughout that whole time, bloated. It was all those feelings that we used to get when we weren't eating properly. I've been training now for a number of years, and I guess the weight hasn't come off for me because I haven't been eating properly. The high energy carbs were part of my diet. I was only eating 3 meals a day.
Yeah. For people watching at home, high energy carbs are your starchy carbs. So things like brown rice, sweet
Rye
potato,
bread.
rye.
Yeah,
All
I
that
loved
stuff.
my
Oats.
potatoes, my hot chips. That was, and I used to think if I eat it at lunchtime, it's okay because I'll burn it off by tonight. But yeah, I felt crap after lunch. I needed my midday naps, nana naps. But now I just have so much more energy and I can do a lot more. And I feel like I was talking to my boss, and he's like, "So when do you sit down, Jazz?" And I'm like, "I don't. I just go to bed at 11 o'clock." So I constantly run and do things throughout the whole day. And
Has sleep improved for you guys, or that hasn't really made a big
I
difference?
have no issue sleeping.
You have no issue,
So,
that's good. Yeah.
I think, to be honest, the quality of sleep that we're getting now is better. I find that I don't have to go to bed as early. I can go to bed later, but I still get up feeling more energetic and lively. But it's been great. It's fantastic. I recommend for people to do it, especially if you're struggling and you're eating a lot of takeaway food and you're not confident in your body. I think for me, the wow factor was before we took the photos, week 1, we took photos at home, and I looked at that photo and I went, "Mark, is this what I look like?" And he's like, "Yeah." And for me, that was the moment where I went, "Oh, yuck, disgusting. I need to do something about it."
So that was your...
That was post honeymoon.
That was post.
That was post honeymoon.
That was the day before our transformation.
And you guys came here.
We were
I
sitting right
remember
here.
we spoke to you guys. Yes, You messaged me going, when's that transformation starting? And I said it was on the 9th. And then we had postponed it by a week. And you're like, even better. And that's when you came in with your brother and Mark. Yes, I remember this. Yeah.
So, Mark, I think for Mark was only eating once a day.
Yes.
He'd eat lunch and then he'd have a go at me about eating dinner because as I was eating, I always had to have dinner because I can't skip dinner. That was just wrong. Yeah. And as I was eating, he'd want to eat too. And then he'd be like, but I'm going fat because of you. Oh. And now all of a sudden he's eating 5 to 6 times a day. And I'm like, so what happened to me?
There you go, Mark. That's hilarious. Oh, well, when he came in, like Mark's her partner, and when he came in the other day, we took his measurements and photos. Really cool to see on actual, because sometimes, you look in the mirror every day, you might not see changes.
Yeah.
But if you look at photos, and it's so powerful because it's just telling a black and white story, right?
It is. My mum actually turns around, and we went out on Friday to a function, and as we were leaving, Mum goes to him, hey, can you please eat?
No.
Can you start eating? I can't watch you this skinny.
That's so funny.
But yeah, they don't understand that.
Yeah.
So everyone thinks that we're on a diet.
Yeah.
They don't actually understand that. We actually eat. And we've had those cheat meals, and I've had Roxy kebabs a couple of times. I just don't eat the bread. I eat the meat and I eat the salad. And technically the dip is dairy, protein, yogurt.
You guys have become more educated in how to eat out as well.
A lot more knowledgeable.
So, it's not. You don't have to change your whole life, and you can still enjoy the foods that you eat. It's just about how you enjoy them. And I think the other day we were talking to my mum and dad, and my dad has always had an issue with having a bigger belly, I call it. And I mentioned about some of the things we're doing, like the flax oil and the cauliflower rice instead of normal rice, and just a few other things here and there. And he turned around and went, hey, ever since I started doing some of the things you've been talking to me about, I actually feel a lot better.
Yeah. That's so good.
Like, see, you can...
That's so good.
You know how these older wogs are.
No.
So your background is...
Macedonian.
So what's the culture like? Like, if you go to your parents' house and, they had dinner there, what's the normal type of food?
We eat. There's always bread. There's always a rice or a potato. There's always salad. There's always... meat. There's always something and a lot of it, because you mix a lot of the foods together, and there's a lot of high energy carbs in them. We don't understand eating in moderation. Yeah. So
seconds is a compliment.
Yeah. Correct. And bread, schnitzels, bread in breadcrumbs, and you've got your rice there, and you've got potato, and you've got your bread as well. So that's the type of food that we had to step away from. I know for 12 weeks we haven't had normal lasagna. So when we go to Mark's parents' house, they wait for us his brother waits for us to have lasagna, because otherwise his mum won't make him lasagna. So now we haven't had that in 12 weeks. It's starting to bother him. So it's his birthday tomorrow. So we're going to have lasagna.
Whose birthday?
Mark's
brother. Oh my gosh.
But the catch is I'll only eat it if I come to boxing.
She's smart. So you're trading and you're making sacrifices, but you're like, okay, now that you've done the challenge, you're like, if I do my workout, at least when I go home and have the lasagna, it's not going to be as bad because I've already burnt off some calories. You're thinking a lot more clearly.
So satisfying
Yeah.
All parties.
Yeah, that's cool. You're thinking the right way.
Yeah, no, it's even at work, I know a few people have asked, "What are you doing?"
Mm.
And
how do you feel when someone's like, "What are you doing?" And don't we just say to them, pretty common sense. I'm just eating a lot better.
No, I just they're asking me. When my actual response is, "I eat."
do they freak out?
And they're like, "What do you mean you eat?" And I'm like, "I eat 6 times a day, and I don't." Yeah, I just eat healthier, and they're like, "Oh, is that why you have all those little containers and all that yogurts and stuff like that?" And but yeah, I think from the start when I stopped going to lunch and I became that antisocial person because I wasn't the lunch buddy anymore. Everyone was like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" Rah, rah, rah. And then when they realised after a couple of weeks, when the weight started slowly coming off, and now at the end of the 12 weeks, everyone looks around and they went, I was wearing my fat pants today.
No.
And I got a comment of, "You're shrinking, what have you done?" And I was in my fat pants.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
That was I felt good today.
Yeah.
Being told I looked thin in my fat pants.
Yeah.
So It's all right.
What's the next goal now leading into 2018?
Look, I want to maintain what we've got. Obviously, I can't do the fire and stuff because of my shoulder, but I will. I plan to fix it.
Yeah.
And today I did thrusters. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
I've never done thrusters before and burpees, so I think it's those small wins for me until I get my shoulder back.
Oh, this will be a good question. So there's a lot of people that are watching this video that have injuries, right? And sometimes they put limits on themselves, like I can't do this, I can't do that. Now, someone with you that's had an injury that's been with you for a while now, what are some of like advice you would give to someone that's like kind of got an injury but still trying to achieve their goals?
Don't stop training. Or whatever you do, because there's always a different way to do. You can do a different exercise, or you can alter the exercise. But just sitting there and feeling sorry about yourself and laying on the couch and being a couch potato about it doesn't get you any better in life.
Yeah.
I think my injury is unique, where anything can trigger it off. Like last time, it was that one burpee out of the 20 that I did, but I move on from that, and I couldn't do burpees for a little while, but there was other exercises that I could do, so you never stop training, and that's been my goal the whole way through.
Shoulder injury, she still comes to boxing.
I know.
How do you can always change things?
Yes. So I used to do boxing about 5-6 years ago, and I found boxing when I held the pad because it was inconsistent when people were punching me and my shoulder was going back. I couldn't. That kept giving me more injuries, so that's why when I came and said I'll box, but only if I don't have to hold the pads, and you guys went, I was like, I can do boxing
I remember
again.
for a couple of weeks you weren't coming, and we were like to Mark and Yanni, where the hell's your sister and wife? And they're like, she can't box. And we're like, yes you can. And we private messaged you and you're like, oh, okay, if there's an alternative, then I'll come.
Those Wednesdays for me were like, they'd go, come to boxing, and I'd sit at home going, I want to go, but I never wanted to risk of injuring my shoulder any more than it was, so for me it was smarter to just stay home and not do it, and then there was an option.
And you've built yourself up now where you're training about 4 times a week at minimum, yeah?
I try to,
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's, I get here 3 times, 4th, I try very hard, but 5th,
And on the days where you don't feel like coming, what gets you out the door in here?
I never don't feel like coming. The only time I don't come is only if I have something on and I need to get there. Yeah. Otherwise, I have no issue in
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I actually leave work early some days.
Or
go to work earlier to leave earlier to come.
When EP is life.
Yes, EP, I just find, for me, I started training just to escape my head.
Yeah.
Not to be a size 6, because I'm not going to achieve a size 6. I'm too big boned and I'm long, so our bones are big.
Yeah.
But I did it to escape my mental, to just that half an hour, 45 minutes where I don't have to think about what's in my head.
Yeah.
And that's what started 10 years ago. I started 10 years ago, and it's been my saviour the whole way through, which has made me that, I think, more independent.
Yeah.
And if I do have that stressful day, I can come train, it relaxes, and then I can just move on and have a clear head to think about it.
That's awesome.
So, for me, it's not I have to do it, I want to do it.
That's awesome. That's why you're always smiling when you walk in.
Yes, always.
Always. When she's walking in and out.
Yesterday.
Yesterday
Yesterday
I
was a
couldn't
big
breathe.
workout.
Yeah, that was tough.
I couldn't walk in my garage.
We had a workout last night where we had 3 really very similar mentally tough girls, and they were competing against each other. The reason why she can't breathe, obviously, is because they were going head to head, and if they win in the rounds, they won't do the Rocky runs that Hilal created. So Rocky runs they're about 200 meter sprint from here to the shed all the way down the road and back, and they had to eliminate those laps by winning the round. So they were pushing really hard. So that's why it was really tough. Let's switch gears a bit. Obviously we talk about exercise and all that, which is cool because it's our home and it's what we do. Let's talk about what's one thing that, let's say, me, Hilal, or even Mark, your husband, doesn't know about you that's like really, interesting, or someone that doesn't know you, someone that knows you really well but would be surprised that your interests are this, or something unique and different about you that you do in your spare time.
Unique and different. So one thing that I keep close to everyone because of what I do and the job that I do. And
What do you do for it?
so I manage, I work for a builder and I manage an operational and IT component of the business. So I'm constantly making decisions and always having to be on the go. And, I don't have that.
Yeah.
So I have this tough front part and we'll go out and I'll talk and I'll smile and stuff. But no one actually realises how soft I am deep down and how emotional I am. And, a lot of things bother me.
Yeah.
Except I put on that front. And
I
it's
can feel that.
point where, I have my breaking point, but it takes a lot for me to break.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's,
You do have a really tough demeanour about you.
a lot, a lot of my girlfriends actually picked that up a few years ago, and I'm like, that is so true.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I love handbags.
Ah!
I love shoes.
Oh, just so Mark doesn't know this.
Yeah, well, because I still haven't officially 100% moved all my stuff into.
Oh yes! Oh my god! I remember your shoe collection. Oh,
I do have
yes.
my bags.
Yeah.
Quarters of them are still at my mum's.
Wow. Are you a Gucci girl, Versace
No,
girl?
I don't do brands.
Oh, you don't do brands?
I do bargains.
Oh, I don't do brands. I do bargains.
Yes.
You're like a commercial. Jesus.
And
That's
I do
all.
have about 4 wardrobes.
4 wardrobes of bags.
No, of clothes.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's not including the ones at my parents' house.
Okay. Wow. Do you have to go shopping now that you've dropped all this weight?
Actually, yeah. I fit a lot comfortably in my clothes, but there's some that I'm like,
A bit too loose.
yeah,
We're very sorry about
it's okay. I'm not.
All right,
Shopping.
we're going to play a little game. So we're going to say 10 things, and you're going to say the first thing that comes to your mind. So, for example, I might say Michael Jackson, and you might be like Thriller,
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna one word, whatever comes to your head.
Okay.
Called
Okay.
rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Why fire? What's fire?
Like rapid fire, like boom, 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 boom.
Ah, okay,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
All right. We've got a name to it too. Excellent. All right, so your first one is Latin music.
Ricky Martin.
Oh.
All right. My next one is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Abs.
Habs.
We have Brazil.
Soccer.
Ah.
Eggs.
Farts.
Okay.
Stilettos.
Red.
Ah.
Louis Vuitton.
Bag.
Summer.
Beach.
Running.
Hate.
I knew that was coming. I lined it up perfectly.
Soap.
Smell.
Ah.
Love.
Mark.
Ah.
Oh, that's cute.
And last, one more each.
Yeah.
EP.
You stole my.
Love.
You should stole my last one. Now I gotta think. Okay. Christmas party coming up this Saturday.
Can't attend an experience.
Oh,
Damn.
we've got one more. We're gonna finish in a better
Yes.
note.
Okay, let's 2018.
Interesting.
Ah.
Wow! Thank you for playing rapid fire. Awesome.
I got nervous with that.
Yeah.
Can I just say, if you did say Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
I would have had to say White Socks.
Oh.
Because that's my pet hate when I see people that have black pants, black shoes,
white socks.
And the white socks.
Don't like it?
No, that's
Ah.
that's my pet hate.
Did you ever work in fashion?
No, but it's my pet hate.
No, you did really well.
Another question. If you had a dream job, not that your job now isn't a dream job, but if you could be anything and do anything, what would you do?
Actually, I wouldn't change my job because
No.
I love what I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't get up and go to think that I go to work. I go to socialise
Yeah.
and the work component just comes hand in hand.
That's awesome.
You seem like you're really good at what you do.
I try.
Yeah,
I try.
that's good.
It's stressful. It's not easy, and it's
Yeah.
constantly a moving target. So that's why when I get to EP and someone's telling me what to do, it's a good break. 'Cause I don't have to make a decision.
Wow, that makes so much sense, man.
And one last question. Your favourite song and why?
My favourite song, We Fell in Love in a Beautiful Place.
Oh.
Or Rihanna, yep.
Wow. That's called We Found Love.
Yeah, We Found Love.
Me and my, well, this sounds so weird, but just let me finish this sentence. Well, me and my brother, when that first song came out, we both had girlfriends, right? And we broke up with our ex-girlfriends. And then we went to Thailand. Now, this moral to the story is, every time we had a trip, there'd be a tribute song to the holiday. And the song was We Found Love, Rihanna. That song we played every day for a good 2 weeks. It was, I think it was 2010 or 11.
Yeah.
It was on the radio 24/7.
And why do you love it?
Yeah.
It's just one of those a catchy song, and
Yeah.
I actually have a little bum dance to it.
Ah!
So
Have you seen the video clip to it?
I do, and I was drunk one night, and I tried to imitate her, and it was the funniest thing ever. I never lived it down.
Wow, I did not try to imitate
How
it.
does she dance in that video?
It's just like
She's just really sloppy. Real like
Yeah,
Have you not seen the video?
Can you intimidate it? Can you both intimidate the dance?
Imitate it, maybe the Christmas party.
Alright, I think that's a wrap.
That's it. On that note, guys, thank you for being a part of the Pat and Hilal Show, Jasmina. We love you. Until next time, maybe it's you next.
Ciao.
See ya.